not to make friends, but just to get something to eat.
Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan, together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Our Nebraska public school teachers make a difference in our communities. I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I see it every day. Teachers connecting on a personal level with students and parents to support learning and growth. Our kids do better, community pride grows, Nebraska thrives. Our public schools rank in the top 10 nationally year after year. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan, together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome in. A happy Sunday. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, come Sunday morning. This is What's Next 24. We got a great show for you. 402-464-5685. Starting Heyman text line as always. If you want to put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961, and even Amazon Prime if you choose to do it that way. With that being said, I'll throw it over to the host, Mike and Sherry.
Oh, well, welcome.
Thanks, Harrison.
Welcome to What's Next on 93.7 The Ticket. Our show is dedicated to providing stories of motivation and inspiration for you and the community. We want to help you grow, discover your happiness, and find true joy in your life while you create your own legacy. I'm Mike, along with Sherry, and today we're going to bring you an uplifting and powerful story where today we'll talk about also that we're the authors of Next 24, and I'm going to turn it over to Sherry.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. We're so excited to have you here. As you know, and we will tell our guests, we do a couple of things before we start our show. First thing we do is our daily affirmations. Harrison's favorite part, that's for sure. All right, I'll choose for Harrison. You just slide this one on down to him. If you get a blank one, you have to make one up. So we'll let you guys draw one.
Okay. Oh, I got two.
Michael?
You.
Harrison, what'd you get, bud?
I got a blank one. So we will just go with I am grateful.
And we're grateful for you.
We are grateful.
I inspire others.
Yes, you do. We're going to hear about that.
We'll find out.
I choose to be positive.
Absolutely. I was not made to give up, and I needed that one.
There you go.
It's been a rough week.
And I am, some say I'm full of it, but I'm full of potential.
No comment.
All right.
All right. The other thing that we do, we're going to get started really quick. Our good friend Ricky Simmons, who has a show on Sunday nights from, I just had a brain freeze, Harrison, 7 to 8 or 8 to 9?
8 to 9. I believe.
8 to 9. Sorry, Rick. Ricky Simmons does a show. It's called Get Your Happy On. He also has this book called 365 Days of Redemption. We like to talk about. We love this book. You guys go out and get it. Order it on Amazon. Wherever you can find it, get it because it's amazing. It's just short little things to start your day. And I have two, but I'm going to just pick one. After taking a long look at our society, it makes much more sense to stay focused on being positive. Avoid negativity by any means necessary because negativity is getting more attention than it deserves. Enjoy your life while you can because you don't want to be that person that says this. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have done things differently. You need to start doing things differently today to stay positive. Thank you, Ricky. And you know what? We're going to all get our happy on today, bud. Thank you. All right, guys. That's kind of our little beginning.
That's our beginning?
Yes, and we're going to
Let's introduce our special guest. I've been so excited about this week. This has been a special one for this one. Go ahead, Sherry.
Okay, I get to introduce you.
Yep.
Right. Yay.
Yep.
Okay, first we have this morning is JC Massey here to my right.
Good morning.
And Taylor Jones, which is on the other side of JC.
Good morning.
JC is a dedicated workout warrior. And Taylor Jones is one of the training coaches at a wonderful gym here in Lincoln called Trinity Fitness Gym. We're excited to learn about their unique personal stories of life, struggle, failure, and successes, and how attending and being part of the community of Trinity Fitness Gym has changed their lives and brought positive changes to their lives. So we're going to discuss the power of working hard, not only in your body, but in your mind and in your spirit. Now, Taylor, we kind of want to start with you.
Okay.
Can you just give us just a short synopsis about your early life and the struggles that you faced? Maybe touch on your past goals and your dreams, your hopes that you had, and the disappointments and struggles that you encountered getting from that point to this point today.
Yeah, I'll kind of tell you the story of how I got to the gym. I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, 2-parent home, normal life, grew up going to church, and for whatever reason the church didn't really stick. So I got out of my parents' house, stopped going to church kind of immediately. Went to the university, did Army ROTC at UNL, so graduated. On my 22nd birthday, I graduated college and commissioned into the Washington Army National Guard on the same day. That was a Saturday. The following Wednesday, I moved my then 7-month pregnant wife and I 2,000 miles out to Washington. So how we got to the wife, I got married when I was 20 years old because I was doing ROTC, and I knew once I got out of school, we were going to be moving somewhere. And so we decided it would be a good idea to do that. But, I was really just operating out of my own strength, doing what I thought was the best, making the right decisions as I saw them. So as we got out of college, as we were over in Washington now, completely isolated, we really started to struggle through that. Had our child, was doing the Army thing, got a job out there, but really just struggling through it. And eventually we did move back home when we had our second son, and things just continued to kind of go downhill from there. On the outside, everything would have looked fine, right? You know, had a job, was in the military, had the wife and kids, that kind of thing. But inside, I was just a wreck. I was just carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, right? I was the sole income provider, and everything like that. And, you know, we had made that decision to get married so young that I didn't really know who I was. And that's my fault, right? That's not her fault. But that led to a lot of conflict within our marriage. The way insecurity would come out for me would be through anger, just outbursts and things like that. And you know, that went on. Got married when I was 20. By the time I was 27, there was kind of a breaking point in our marriage where, you know, it was just the worst night of my life. We had the worst argument I can remember, and I had been having suicidal thoughts for a while, to the point where I had a loaded gun in my car.
Oh my.
And I went out to that car to follow through with that decision. And in that moment, I cried out to Jesus, and you know, I hadn't talked to him about 10 years, but I said, "Hey, if you're real, like you need to talk me out of this, or you need to make me not do this, because if I work up the courage, I'm out of here." And I just remember waking up the next morning. And so from that point, right, that was about midway through 2017. Took my guns, gave them to my dad, put them in a gun safe, got those out of the picture, started going to therapy, taking care of my own issues. Unfortunately, my marriage did end in 2018. And that's where kind of that rock bottom moment is where I found the gym. I knew I had this encounter with God, and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't particularly care for my parents' church, and so I didn't want to go back there, but it's the only church community I knew. And so I happened to see on Facebook, my friend from ROTC, Nate Gay, had started a Christian nonprofit gym in Lincoln, Nebraska. Wouldn't you know it, we both made our way back to Nebraska. And so that's how I found my way to Trinity Fitness. And I think we'll leave it there for now. But yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. And you know, I just think about that. You're so young at that time.
Yeah.
So young. My daughter was in the military. My daughter going to the Army. She had gotten married and gotten divorced.
Yep.
I just think of those downs. So young.
Yeah.
That going through that the first time is difficult. You don't know what to do. You don't know. You mentioned about feeling hopelessness.
Yes.
So
yeah, I mean, that's what drove me to that point of considering suicide. Is like I could not think of a way out. I couldn't see a way forward. In everything I used to identify myself was those titles, right? Was husband, was father, was soldier. I was in the process of getting out of the Army at the time.
Yeah.
So everything I used to identify myself was falling away at the same time.
We'll come back to that.
Until God stepped in and said, "Hey, you're my kid."
That's right.
Yeah. You're my kid.
JC, go ahead. We want to make sure now with
We're going to let you go. Go ahead, JC, and give us a little bit of your testimony.
People need to hear this. These testimonies are very, very important.
I was born in Northeast Nebraska. My parents divorced when I was a little bit younger. We moved to Lincoln. Ended up graduating high school there. I was pretty dead set on a career path in the fire service all through high school. I got hired on Lincoln Fire and Rescue when I was 20 years old and remained there for just about 8 years as a firefighter paramedic here in town. Due to some pretty bad life decisions I made that cost me my job there at the city. And that's truly when my life started to spiral downward. Kind of like Taylor's story, I didn't see any reason to stick around. However, I chose alcoholism as a solution, in theory, to cover up everything that was going on, living 100% by my own decisions, which were disastrous at best. And struggled through that for a good solid decade, not finding who I was, not making any advancement in my life, just merely existing from moment to moment. till about 7 years ago. I could say I'm a recovered alcoholic now, and that started changing things. God was always in the picture for me, but never close. Growing up, it wasn't anything that was truly a family thing for us. But through a program that I'm in, opened my eyes to God as I see Him now, and my life immediately started changing once I started taking action in the steps that they're provided for me. And through the past 7 years, my life has changed for the better a million times over. Better than anything I could have wished for myself at any point in time, because I just sat back and trusted God to help me through the situations that I didn't see any light on the way out of.
Well, and I think too, sometimes, when you're in the career path of being a police officer, an EMT, a firefighter, there's there's just got to, because of the things that you see and the things that you encounter, there's got to be an element of some serious PTSD. How do you deal with that at the time? Obviously, what you just said, how you did deal with some of that.
I don't want to use PTSD in my case for an excuse. I grew up in a medical household. My dad was a physician. My mom's an ER nurse. My wife's an ER nurse now. So those things didn't necessarily bother me as much. It was kind of just some reckless life decisions
Mm.
um, that took me astray. It was losing my job that frankly the love that I had for the fire service that twisted me into a spot of helplessness, and it just accelerated what was unfortunate at the time.
Let me ask you a question. This goes back to why we wrote the book. I was driving a bus for StarTran. Actually, I was driving for StarTran for 7 years, but that wasn't my goal, hopes and dreams. I wanted to be a teacher and a coach, and I did that for a while. But I got discouraged just because of the environment of the world today, how kids act today. Just what I expected and what reality was
Sure.
two different things.
Yeah.
You talk about choices and making bad decisions. That creates a heavy heart. During the time period as you were going through your life, did you find your heart feeling very, very heavy? The more mistakes, the heavier it got. The heavier it got, the more bad you felt.
Absolutely.
Then and the reason I want to make some quick notes here, Sherry, is we think about, we have all these regrets. Did you start not loving yourself? Did you start not feeling like I messed up, I screwed up, and then you withdraw? I withdrew.
Oh, for sure.
I withdrew
Yeah.
for years. All I and I want to share this with you because I want to ask you if you saw the same thing. I see so many people in the world today, even when I was driving a bus and picking people up at the bus stops. No hope, no vision, no plan. My past, their past, whatever, past is horrible. I've made mistakes. Nobody cares about me anymore. I withdrew
Yeah.
because I found myself in survival mode. All I wanted to do was collect a paycheck. It's not that I wanted to just do that. That's all I did because I had to survive.
Yeah.
I had to pay my bills. So in other words, what I found myself doing was going to work, collecting a check, paying my bills, going home, locking the door, not wanting I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to see anybody. I just wanted to survive. Did you have some of those similar experiences?
Yeah.
You do, don't you?
For sure. Yeah. I mean,
but this is what I'm getting at from the book that we talked about. When you get into that mode, you lose not only yourself,
yeah.
you lose your relationship with God or didn't have one. You get so focused on economic trouble, stress trouble, money problems, career problems, relationship problems, where you drift and get way off the path. And you lose, the biggest thing you lose is time.
Yeah.
Look at all that time in your life. If somebody had not come to you, did you have mentors? I didn't have a mentor.
Yeah, not really, no.
I didn't have I'm getting,
Yeah.
I didn't have a mentor and I didn't have a plan. Once my goals and dreams were drifted off, I lost motivation. I lost desire. I hear that in you. And I see that what I'm asking you, do you see this all over the city? I see this all over.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're in a generation that is just filled with distraction, right?
Right.
There's a great book out there called Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. And he talks about how distraction is one of the greatest attacks of the enemy, of the devil on the modern world. Is if he can't tempt you into sin, he tempts you into distraction.
Yeah.
Because if you're distracted by a paycheck, by sports, by whatever title you put above the name of Jesus in your life becomes the idol. And that is the distraction that the enemy uses.
Absolutely.
The one question I want to ask for you,
Mhm.
you went through all this darkness and it took over time.
Yeah.
When was your darkest moment and when did you realize, hey, I either need to make a change or I'm going to continue to live a life very unhappy, unfulfilled, and you're going to die a very unhappy man if you don't
Yeah.
make change. When was that moment?
Probably in January of 18. That's when my divorce went final. Went to had to go to court to do that, and just sitting through that. Like, I had that encounter with God in 2018, or excuse me, 17, but hadn't really made many tangible steps yet. I didn't really know what to do with it yet. And so 2018, I was still living in that shame, right? We're all guilty. What, you know, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. That's what the Bible says, right? So all of us are guilty, right? What happens when you take that guilt and hide it is it becomes shame. And then you begin to isolate and you begin to hide yourself from people. You begin to hide the things you do, right? And that's where I was, because like I said, I had failed. Every title I had was stripped away. Everything I thought it meant to be a man, right? Provider, reliable, all of those titles, all of those identifiers, I felt like I had failed. So that's where I was at 2018.
JC, what was your lowest moment when you reached that point?
I think the lowest moment was the beginning of my best moment. It was in November of 2017. I don't know what it was or why it happened the way it did. I walked into a place, gas station in Havelock, and asked to borrow the phone. Got a ride to detox at the time and entered treatment, and it was God somehow. I just didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And and we were kind of listening a devotion we did on the way down here. It's like, and I'm a big Toby Mac fan. I don't know if you guys listen to Toby Mac, but one of the lines in one of his songs just says, "You loved me enough to pursue me." And that really hit home, because we get involved in all of our crap, but he continues to
Yeah.
pursue us, to bring
Amen.
us back. I wanted to touch really quick on a couple things that you guys do. Taylor, I believe you're the one that is involved in prison ministry.
Yes. Yeah. So my Trinity Fitness Lincoln is my part-time role. My full-time role, I work for Prison Fellowship Ministries. So that's the largest in-prison ministry in the country. And so I go into the Nebraska State Penitentiary every day, and I lead what we call our Prison Fellowship Academy. And so that is a year-long program that's voluntary. Faith is not a requirement of that program, but really we take Bible-centered curriculum and we present it to anyone who wants to know it. And we focus on our values of good citizenship, is what we call them. We have 6 values: integrity, community, things like that apply to any faith or even no faith, right? And we walk alongside them and disciple them through that, with the goal of changing prison culture and reducing recidivism. We don't want them to go back to prison, right? When 95%, give or take, of inmates in Nebraska prisons will get out.
Right.
So only 5% are in there for life.
Right.
So you want a good neighbor when they come out, right? If we don't teach them how to have pro-social thinking while they're incarcerated, they're going to come out and they won't have learned anything, and they'll go back and reoffend.
End up back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jason-
My daughter has that's part of her job too.
Sure.
But
JC, I've got a question for you that I want to talk about. As you mentioned it, did you spend some time at the city mission?
Yeah, I did during the low period of my life. I did spend some time there as a resident, as a guest.
Right. I remember. And the reason I bring that up, is I was driving. I probably saw you on the city bus with me.
It could have been very well.
And I say that in a good way. We do that route. I used to drive that route, and I used to get to talk to a lot of people. I'd see a lot of people who were out there. The place was pretty crowded and pretty packed, and I noticed that a lot of people that are there, they need help, of course. And I say this respectfully, but they seem to. I would pick them up every day. I pick them up every month, every year. Their habits would be the same thing. I didn't see much in change. How did that affect you? How did this observing what you saw there as well as being there?
And also
how
pop
did
it.
that, how did it affect you?
Also pop in there. Answer his question, then pop in there and tell us about the work that you now do at the city
Okay.
mission.
You know, that the habits of those that are down and out, at least my experience was, it just survived to the next day, to the next minute. There was no ambition, there was no going forward, there's no looking past the next hour, the next day. Um, Throughout the change I've made in my life, I've worked at the People City Mission as a part-time men's shelter supervisor for 5.5, going on 6 years now.
Oh, awesome.
Trying to show, and I'm one of the only caseworker or supervisors there that I'm aware of that's actually ever spent time on the other side, so to speak. And I have a special connection with the guys when I do go work that you can find a way out. There's a way. It's not the end just because you're here. It may look like it, hopeless, helpless as you may feel. That's not the end of your story. And it's a Christian centered facility as well down here on West O Street.
Yeah.
And we try to provide a safe space, a warm space, food. We provide, try to get programming for the individuals, set them up with mental health care, physical health care, and just show them through our actions as staff that they're appreciated as people. They still are people. They have potential.
Yeah.
And some people just need others to believe in them.
And some people aren't in there by their own choice. I mean, I think a lot of people have this wrong idea of people that are in the missions that, they're just skid row drunks or drug addicts and stuff. But there's a lot. We work with Open Door Mission in Omaha. There's a lot of people that are there by no choice of their own. It's just circumstantial.
Oh, absolutely. There's the gamut all the way across the board. There's some folks that have mental illness to the point where they're not technically sick enough to be in a group home or a supervised setting, but they're not well enough to live and function on their own.
Right.
There are people that have struggled with mental health, alcohol and drug addiction issues. There are some people that are fighting disability payments where they're rightfully owed money, but they're having issues collecting what they've earned.
Economic.
Divorces.
Yep.
Bad. We have people that move for a career out here, and all of a sudden the career's not there, and they have nowhere to go. They have no friends. They have no social.
Domestic
circle.
violence.
Yeah.
We see it. We deal with a lot of up in Omaha. We work with a lot of women who have alcohol and drug addictions, but also went through a lot of domestic violence and are there either with their kids or trying to get their kids out of the foster care system.
The People City Mission, I work on the men's side. They're separated. They have a women and children's side.
Same over there. Yeah.
And then I work directly just with the men's shelter side.
Awesome.
But they have counselors and supervisors on the other side and then families that do come in together. If they're married, they're allowed to be with each other, eat meals with each other, and
that's
kinda intermingle.
nice.
But just due to the safety nature of the things, we try to keep the men separated from the women and children.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I've got a question for both of you. I noticed when I was going through my darkest time, the most difficult thing is your mind, your thoughts, your habits. I imagine, a lot of times when you have trauma going through it, you keep thinking. It's like a movie. It's on a reel. It just keeps going and going and going.
Ruminate.
Yes. What I want to ask you, how did you begin with your mind to change your thoughts, to change your habits, to change your goals? What was your plan? What did you do?
Sure. For me, the short answer is forgiveness. I had to walk that path of forgiving myself and also forgiving my ex-wife. I would say I bared the brunt of the wrong in the marriage, but it, like any relationship, goes both ways. And I realized sitting in my new crappy apartment, that's all I could afford, right? Because I was very nearly a guest, but just sitting there and stewing in my own anger and all those emotions, and kind of having the revelation of like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Like, no, I don't want to sit here and be angry forever. Well, do I want to do it for 10 years? Like, no, I don't want to sit here and be angry for 10 years either. That's a long time to waste being angry at someone who, that's not right. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Someone famous said that, right?
No,
not me. Don't quote me. But that's really what it was for me, is like finding that way to forgive myself. And I did that through the local church. I found a church after I found the gym. I did find a local church here in town, Mercy City Church. And I did a curriculum called Freedom. And that led me to finding freedom from my past, right?
Excellent.
Freedom from shame,
Excellent. Good.
freedom from unforgiveness and offense. So many people just walk around offended. Like that little thing that offended you on the street, like you don't need to pick that up. That's a weight you're not meant to carry. Leave that. Jesus died for that too, right? Like he died for it all. So if you're picking up offense from someone who wronged you, you're carrying a weight you're not meant to carry.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of forgiveness, is it sets you free. When I forgave my ex-wife, it didn't free her from anything. It freed me. It freed my mind. It freed my spirit. So,
JC, how about you?
Something similar. I got involved in a fellowship that catered to, when you said your mind just goes in circles. Alcohol was the answer to that for me, and it's not an easy way out. But I got involved with a fellowship that works directly with that, and immediately was surrounded by people that had gone through what I'd gone through. So right off the bat, I didn't feel like I was alone. I didn't necessarily know that their stories were similar or not, but the more we got to speak and spend time together, the details were different, but the story was basically the same. And I seen that they were now healthy, they were successful, and the biggest passion for them was to help others get out of the spot they were in. I credit a good man, Carl Wheeler, as kind of walked me through this for quite some time. We still talk quite often, and that's the mentor I finally had that I needed. Someone that showed me specific ways, specific steps to get out of where I was at.
Excellent. We need to take a break here. We'll be right back with segment 2, and we'll talk more about the Trinity Fitness.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. 0% with roof credit.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
The temperature and leaves are falling daily. So that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown Shoe Fit. Now, through October 31st, take $15 off any regular priced fall shoe and boots. Brands like Keen, Obos, Echo, Taos, and Atrex, all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale that you've all been waiting for. So get down to Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
This show's pretty rockin', huh?
Yeah, I'm so glad my State Farm agent helped me go.
Huh?
My State Farm agent. They help me with options to personalize my auto insurance to get a great rate that fits my budget, so I don't have to give up the things I love.
Wow. Hey, so do you think I could get your State Farm agent's number?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Transform your view with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything while keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
Chancellor and Mike been saying since week 1, we need to establish a run game. So now we're in week 8, and we're going to say we need to establish a run game. You need to get in that mindset. What have you been doing for 7 weeks?
Why did he say that? I got to get in the mindset to run the football. Hey, bro, just run the football. You got to do some subconscious work. Bro.
You be meditating on it.
Yeah, run
the ball, Zach. Run the ball, Marcus. We got to do it this play.
Afternoons from 1 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in. 402-464-5685. You guys want to join in? This is What's Next 24. We got plenty left to talk about. So with that being said, I'll already throw it over to the host.
Thanks, Harrison.
Well, welcome back to What's Next on 93.7 The Ticket. Sherry, that was quite a segment there.
Wow, yeah. I'm honestly, guys, I had to really bite my tongue a couple times because I was like so close to tears. And I am not going to cry on air.
I'll do it then.
But you got me pretty close that time.
Thank you for sharing your personal stories. People need to hear that. That's the purpose of this show, that people need to hear that they're not alone. Because many people feel isolated. Many people feel alone or afraid, and they're stuck, and they don't know what to do. Let's turn to the solutions. Let's turn to Trinity Fitness.
Sure.
Tell us both how you discovered Trinity Fitness and what it's done for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So Trinity Fitness is a 501c3 nonprofit. We're a Christian organization. It started about 15 years ago. So it is a national brand. Trinity Fitness Lincoln is our branch. We started in 2017, and I found the gym in 2018. So like I said, I had just gone through my divorce in January. Come, I believe March is when I finally found the gym, worked up the courage to go to the gym. Um, One of the things that was very attractive to it was one, it's faith based, and I knew I wanted to find a community. Was still scared to go try churches on my own because that was scary. But I wanted that community, and I wanted to do something hard. I had been trying, the big box gym, the $10 a month kind of thing, and wasn't finding any motivation there. Wasn't consistent there. Wasn't seeing any results there. And so that's what really drew me to the gym. And started out as just a warrior, and they just welcomed me with open arms. I didn't think Nate would remember me. He's the guy who opened it here back in 2017, and he greeted me by name. And maybe he looked that up, but it still felt good. You know what I mean? To be seen and immediately known. And they met me where I was at. I had I had done a bunch of calisthenics and stuff like that in the Army. Had never lifted a barbell or anything like that. Never done Olympic lifting or powerlifting, anything associated with functional fitness before Trinity Fitness. And they met me where I was at, and they showed me scaling options. They helped me stay healthy and consistent within the gym. And the community is what just kept bringing me back. Right, the coaches really care about you. We love you. The members are nice. They're not standoffish. If they notice that you're new, they come over and introduce themselves as opposed to just staying in their cliques, right? So that felt really good. So I started working out in 2018. 2019, I got asked if I would become a trainer and said yes to that.
Wow.
I should say first that Trinity Fitness is the first place where I ever asked for a prayer request, right? We pray at the end of every class. And that's the first place I ever got bold enough to ask for prayer. It was the first place I ever prayed out loud, not in a church, at a gym. And so that's where I found that spiritual community. From there, like I said, 2019, I started as a trainer, and I've been training ever since. Just as of August, I became the co-facility director of the gym. So now I've one of two people who draws a small paycheck from the gym. Everyone else on staff, air quotes, is volunteer. So including myself from 2019 through this last couple months.
Let me stop. How does if someone's interested to volunteer, how do they do it?
Yeah, so trinityfitnesslincoln.org is our website. So you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. Reach out to us there. We're always looking to partner with businesses. We have sponsors, and so we do some advertising for you. Garage Floor, right? Through John is one of our sponsors. I chose as an individual to sponsor the gym for a while, which basically just meant paying more than my membership. So we work kind of like the YMCA, where the YMCA is a nonprofit, but they have membership plans and fees and things like that, right? But we are just a Christian nonprofit, and that's how we operate. We're about half the price of other functional fitness options here in Lincoln, and that's a great feature.
Huge feature nowadays.
And so a big thing I do want to stress is that you do not have to believe what we believe to come to this gym, though. You can come to the gym just because it's a good deal, and we love you. You're welcome. We'll still train you and help you get the most out of your body. If you want to be a part of our training team, right, then we have some beliefs we expect you to hold to, right? We have a statement of faith and things like that. But to walk through the doors of Trinity Fitness, you do not have to believe anything. Come work out. We love you. It's really that simple, because people are going to get who you are. They're not going to get what you say first. They're going to get who you are. And we need to show you that we love you before if we just tell you, right? Show, don't tell. If we just tell you that we love you and then don't come over and talk to you during class, you're not going to come back.
Right.
So, John, what do you?
JC, I want to hear about your intense workouts with this, because you're a warrior. When I say warrior, this man is a warrior.
He's a little extracurricular.
Yes. Yes.
A little bit. I've been working out. I started looking into my health probably about 4 years ago. I was sober, started seeing some changes that I wanted to make health-wise. My family history isn't the healthiest out there either, and I didn't want to go down the same path. And I'd found one of the smaller box gyms here in town, and was real faithful there. Really kind of got me into some fitness things at 38 years old. Unfortunately, they changed some ownerships once or twice, and it abruptly closed. So a bunch of the members at the time, we had nowhere to go. We didn't know what to do. And I'd helped shoot some video for a race they had in town here several years ago, the Big Red Obstacle Course race at Trinity Fitness. And I was like, well, I'll go scout this place out and see what's going on. I talked to Aaron, the facility director, and like Taylor said, open arms. They're like, how can we help? We know you have 20 or 30 displaced members and trainers. Come check us out for a month for free. Just give you guys a home so you're not breaking your habits, breaking your routine.
Wow.
Several of us came and checked it out, and I think only 2 of us stuck.
Wow.
It was a big jump up. What I'd been doing was great entry level. It became kind of routine and a little bit mundane, and it was a whole new world coming into Trinity Fitness. Not only the facility is beautiful, it's large, it's well equipped, but the people was the first thing I noticed. That I was being introduced to groups of people. People were coming up to me. They wanted to make sure I was doing things right. The trainers kept extra eyes on me, being new, making sure I correct form and things. And I was whooped. I was in decent shape, and I was whooped. For the first 6 months, it was all new, and it was harder than anything I'd done.
But you know what? I really like what you just said is that they were coming up to you and giving you constructive criticism to do it the correct way, so you weren't injuring yourself.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that's a big, like you call the big box gyms. You just go in there and you do your thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got a really serious question to ask here. I get it. Most people go to the gym, they work on their body. They like to look in the mirror. They like to see themselves looking better. But they don't. But it does help with the mind and helps your thoughts. Of course, it does.
For sure.
But there's not that spiritual component. My question to you today: once you realize you added all 3, mind, body, and spirit, into the gym, how has that changed your lives?
I think that's everything, right? If you're out of balance, you're out of balance. Our kind of missional verse for the gym is 1 Timothy 4:8, which is physical training is of some benefit, but spiritual training, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for the present life and things to come, right? So, right, it's good to train your body, but what's going to last is your spirit, right? That's the eternal element of you that we believe in, right? And so, asking for prayer is a huge release, right? Even if you're not sure if you believe in God, just being willing to like, hey, I'm walking through this tough thing. Can you, pray with me and maybe it'll work, right? Like that's a big step in itself. Just coming in and like knowing that people love you and feeling welcome and,
That's huge.
getting hugs, even though you're sweaty, right? Things like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hug anytime you want it. I am going to be sweaty, just warning, but like, if you want a hug, if you need a hug, I'm here, but
It's pretty similar for me as well. That is the first time I've actually had a prayer request out loud too.
Yeah.
And coming together after a good workout, and like Taylor said, we take prayer requests, and the trainer at the time will write them down. They'll specifically mention it, and they go around in a circle. And the whiteboard that they write on is never empty.
Wow.
The feeling of community there is absolutely awesome. Like I had several people reach out to me. I'm in a boot right now, just like you.
Yeah, we have matching boots,
So
by the way.
it's
You can't
changed.
see 'em.
It's changed my routine a little bit. But when some people didn't know that I got injured a while back, and they started reaching, "Where you at? We haven't seen you in a while. Everything okay?" They didn't know if I was injured, I had moved, but they were making sure that I was okay. They
But you
weren't.
got the fellowship.
Yeah.
It's the fellowship.
Yeah,
And the
100%.
community.
We need to take another quick break, and we'll be right back, and we'll start segment 3 in just a moment.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as painting and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in, and not a ton of time left here, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw it right over to the host, Mike and Sherry.
Welcome back to Next 24 on 93.7 The Ticket, you guys. We are so excited to be here. This last segment, we're going to continue just briefly our little short thing. We always say we need more than 1 hour, but we're so excited to have on the show today Taylor Jones and JC Massey, who are very involved in Trinity Fitness Lincoln.
Yes.
Take it away, Mike.
All right. Well, real quick before this, like I said, comes to an end quick. Since you're transitioned and you've changed, things have changed. Now you see it from a different perspective. Can you share some testimony or transformations that you've seen from people that have come into the gym?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so on the physical side, we have a warrior who's actually a trainer now, and she's in her mid 50s, and she goes on girls trips about once or twice a year. And she started coming to the gym because her daughter drug her there. Didn't want to be there, but she came and it stuck. And now my favorite thing is when she goes on these trips, she's the only person in her friend group who can lift and put her own bag in the overhead compartment. And she's short, but so she can take weight from the ground, put it over her head in a safe manner.
There's power in shortness.
Right. The true goal of fitness is longevity, right? I want to be able to live with dignity and independently as long as possible. And so that means picking up weight from the ground and putting it over your head. That means sitting down and standing up. That's all a squat is. Yeah, we add some weight to that, but like I want to be able to stand up off the couch or the toilet or whatever, right? For as long as possible.
Absolutely.
And so that means building the muscle, building those nerve pathways now when I have the muscle and the youth and the energy to do it. So
JC, real quick here. I'm looking at the time. You're so intense. You're so intense. And I'm so impressed by that you do that. Why do you do that? And how's that changed you?
It leaves me set up great for the rest of the day. The clarity that comes from a good solid workout and being surrounded by people that have the same goals and some motivation. On the days that I don't feel like being there, other people make me push harder than I wanted to or harder than I would. I go to work afterwards most of the time in the morning, and it's really tough for me to have a bad day if I started out solid at Trinity Fitness.
Well, now tell me, you do some cross training, or what do I want to say here?
Obstacle course racing.
Besides the gym, tell us about this.
The biggest advancement I've seen in obstacle course racing, which I try to compete not on a super elite level, but I do race with some of the best out there and been on some teams with some very, very good athletes. But the biggest transformation for me was coming to Trinity Fitness because the amount of movements I've done and different things that they've taught me there. Last year was my best year. I had several top 10 finishes, a couple podium finishes last year, some first place finishes.
Wow.
And the couple years before that was not there. So being surrounded by people that ultimately have my best interest in mind, and it's not about always who you're chasing, but it's about who you're bringing along. And half the time I feel like I'm bringing along people, and half the time I feel like I'm chasing people.
I like that.
What's the future hold for both of you now that you've worked this? Now instead of looking at your past and always looking backward, now you're looking forward. What's the future hold?
Well, I'll finish up that. Continuing to go forward with this, it really makes me a better person all the way around, and it gives me some empathy to know and the ability to bring people up to where I'm at, because someone took the time to show me their life and how it's changed. I hope to be able to help others come out of where I was once and show them that it was possible.
Awesome. That's wonderful. That's
physically
great.
and spiritually.
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically in the role of co-facility director now, the goal is to continue to grow the ministry, right? Gym, yes, but ministry. Because that's what we are first and foremost. And every person who comes through the door is the chance to impact their eternity. Is really the way we look at it. And again, you don't have to believe that to come work out. We want to meet you wherever you are, and we want to help you meet your goals, right? We do advanced Olympic lifting, we do advanced gymnastics, but if we have warriors who have no interest in learning how to do a handstand or a handstand push-up, right?
I don't think I could do
They're
it.
older or whatever. It just doesn't meet their goals. And so like, we're not going to force you into doing that. We're going to show you a way to modify where you're getting the same stimulus without the risk of a gymnastic movement. Same thing with some of the Olympic lifting, can be dangerous if you do it incorrectly. Well, we're going to train you. We're going to scale you back to the level you're at. We're going to walk along that path with you. Our goal is to build you up, not break you down.
Tell us where you're located and how people can find you.
Yeah, we are at 27th and Cornhusker, back by Spike's Bar and Grill. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram. We have a website, trinityfitnesslincoln.org. We are responsive on there. We get back to you within the day usually. And that's the best way to find us. We'll set you up what we call a no sweat intro. You can come in and tour the facility. We offer a first week free, so you can try us out for a week. Right now we do have an end of the year special going, so you can get the last 60 days of the year for $60, which is an incredible deal in the functional fitness space. To pay basically $30 a month for your gym membership is unheard of. The other thing that we do is we do community Saturdays. So free community Saturday is every Saturday at 9 a.m. at the gym. It's free. If you've never been, show up a little early. We'll have you sign a waiver. But other than that, you just show up and work out.
Wow, at the gym?
Yes.
Because I saw something advertised last night. Looked like they were doing something.
Yes.
What was that?
So we also, like to partner with the community, right? We're not the only functional fitness gym in town. And so we call it Rising Tides, because a rising tide raises all ships. And so there's a couple gyms in town. Thrive Strength and Fitness, I believe, is their title. And then Lincoln Nutrition and Fitness are a couple other functional fitness gyms in town. And so we had about 50 people out at Lincoln Northeast yesterday doing the Impossible Mile, which you can Google.
Wow.
Awesome. It was wild. It was
awesome.
great.
We're about to close here now. So this moment, we turn the mics over to both of you. You get a chance to speak to the community and share whatever you'd like to say.
The biggest thing with Trinity Fitness and overall is the ability to welcome people in. Like Taylor mentioned, you don't have to believe what we believe to be there. But if you walk in, one of the first things you'll see is the entire width of one of our walls is full of signatures, 400 plus signatures of people. We ask everyone that's done one workout to come up, sign the wall.
I've seen that wall.
It gives them a little bit of ownership in the workout they just did, a feeling of belonging. They can come back in and see their name. And it's nice to walk in and say, hey, I belong in a place that's let all these other people in. I feel like I can be a part of this too. And it's just a wonderful place to come in. I've gained a lot of friends, and it's brought me a lot closer to my faith just because I went there and I'm surrounded by people that are going the same direction I want to go.
Oh, fantastic. Taylor, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, our goal is healthy people inside and out. And so we want to meet you. We want to partner with you. Check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, and we'll meet you there. Come try out a free community Saturday. We just want to meet you. We want to walk alongside you in your life and help you meet your goals.
Oh, that's awesome. Sherry, any final words from Sherry?
All I'm going to say is you people in Lincoln, surrounding areas, Waverly, all these small towns, get yourselves in there Saturday morning. It's free. Check it out. It might be the place for you, and it might really make a big difference in your life. I know working out, when I started working out, it made a huge difference.
Thanks, guys. Let's do this again, all right?
Hey, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Heather, and we'll see you next week.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNT